I asked you to ask me questions on Facebook, so here are the first 20 questions. I'll get to more questions in more videos. Hey Tay, how's it going, man? Pretty good, I'm hanging in there. Are you planning on having a career as a voice actor? I'd love to have a career as a voice actor. People have to want to pay you in order for that to happen. It's very competitive and I get rejected a lot, but that's part of the business. When did you start getting your epic voice? I guess when I approached adulthood, maybe around age 17. What sort of plans do you have for your music in the future? I'd love to do an album of epic orchestral covers. I'd love to do an album of originals. I'd love to do a holiday album, but the way I achieve that is by doing one song at a time. So when I wake up every day, I'm working on the project that's in front of my face. By the way, there should be a new epic orchestral cover this week. Do you think your voice can compete with Morgan Freeman? No, I think my voice can compete with Tay Zonday. What's your favorite kind of ice cream? It's a tie between butter pecan and mint chocolate chip. How do you feel about hip-hop? I've never been a big fan of categories. I think art exists for its own sake. I think categories are invented by journalists who want to talk about art and stores who want to sell art. I'm not sure the category has anything to do with the art. How old are you? Almost 32. Are you into comic books? If so, have you ever considered voice acting for any Marvel or DC animated shows, movies, video games? I followed a few comics like Calvin and Hobbes, but I wouldn't call it a religious devotion of mine. If Marvel, DC want me to do anything, hey, I'm here, I'm easy to find. When will you go to France and drink coffee with me? I have no idea. Glory hole or golden shower? What? Did you practice, train, exercise your voice? No. Will there be a sequel to Chocolate Rain? Again, I'm not a fan of labels. Sequel, I think that's a word that's used by journalists and critics who talk about the public life of an artist's work. It's not really used by artists themselves. I would love to continue doing art and being part of different things in entertainment, but you know, everything Alfonso Ribeiro does is not a sequel to the Carlton Dance. Everything Brent Spiner does is not a sequel to Lieutenant Commander Data. Just because you've done stuff that has one particular public life doesn't mean that everything else is related to the public life that thing had. Is your voice real? I understand being asked this question on the internet. What's funny is when people ask me this question to my face in real life. When, you know, I'm checking out at the grocery store and someone goes, "Oh, that ain't your real voice. Use your real voice." I'm like, I am using my real voice. Why so serious? Just a performance aesthetic. I think when you are already unusual, you don't have to try hard to be absurd or to entertain. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? I'd probably just take it and rotate it and do it in one long lick. What's your favorite movie? I like lots of movies. I guess I don't really have a favorite. Do you always talk like that? If so, since when? Talk like what? I guess I don't think of the way I talk as unusual, but it's kind of funny when I see other people imitate me and I'm like, oh, I guess that's how other people perceive me, but it doesn't sound like I sound to me, so yeah, I don't know if that's really an answer. But that's all the questions for this episode. I'll answer more questions in the next Ask Tay Zonday. Don't forget to subscribe.